Welcome to this video on performing a one-way ANOVA test in RGuroo. Let's begin. After watching this video, you should be able to use RGuroo to conduct a one-way ANOVA hypothesis test. Disclaimer: this video only instructs you on how to use RGuroo technology. It does not explain the theory behind ANOVA. To learn more about the ANOVA test, please watch my other videos. So recall that an ANOVA is a hypothesis test. So the part where we start having to use technology is right here in step 3, where we're actually conducting the test. So in this video, we will assume that we've already checked the requirements and written our hypothesis statements. So let's do an example, because we actually need some example or some data in order to do a hypothesis test. So in this example, a teacher has divided their class into 3 groups and assigned each a different method of study. And so they record the exam grades after the study methods have been employed. So we're going to assume the populations are normally distributed, and we're going to conduct a test to determine if there is any difference among the scores for the 3 types of study methods at the 5% significance level. So again, at this point, if we assume that we've already checked our requirements and made sure that all of them have been satisfied and written our null and alternative hypotheses, now we have to go over to RGuroo and actually crunch our numbers. So when you log into RGuroo, your screen should look something like this. So in order to do a one-way ANOVA test, we need to select Analytics, Analysis, ANOVA, and then we have to select our data set. So in this case, I've called my data set ANOVA study example. So the 2 things we have to tell it is the response variable and the factor. So my response variable in this case is variable 2. And notice that's the only option because that is the only quantitative variable. The factor, which is the qualitative or categorical variable, is variable 1. And the significance level was 5%, so I don't have to change that. So I can go ahead and hit this little eyeball here. Okay, and if I scroll down just a bit, you can see down here where it says ANOVA table, the 2 values that I care about. One is the F value. So if you would like to use the critical value method, you can use the F value. If you would like to use the P value method, the P value associated with this test is right here. Now, at this point, I would usually be done because look at me, I've done the ANOVA test and I have created a satisfactory response. But what happens to a lot of people is when they're in here, they select one of these drop-down menus and nothing appears. And they're very frustrated because they have this data set and it doesn't seem to be working. So let me just explain to you how to troubleshoot that problem if that is what is happening to you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and open this data set so that you can see what it looks like. So to me, personally, the logical way to organize this is exactly how we saw in the PowerPoint presentation. We have 3 groups, right? 3 different study methods, and each group has 5 different students, so 5 different test scores. That would be the logical thing. But as you can see, that is not the data set that I used. This is a different data set. The data set that I actually used looks like this, and this is where it can get really confusing. So what RGuroo wants, what it requires from us, is that the first column is just telling us which group the student was in, A, B, or C. And obviously you can have more than 3 groups in a ANOVA test, so whatever that is. So variable 1 is just categorical, right? And then the second column is just the test scores. And as you can see, they're all quantitative. So what will happen if you have your data organized this way, as you can see, there's 3 columns, not 2, so that's problematic, right? And they're all quantitative. So if your data looks like this or is organized like this, then the ANOVA is not going to work for you. So I have another video where I show you how to change the data set and from something like this and to transform it from this to this. But I just wanted to let you know, if you're in ANOVA and you're struggling and like I said, you open the menu and you click on the drop-down menu. So I'll just show you what it would look like. So let's say I do right here, the variances, right? So the response variable, right, is it A, B, or C? So I could select that, right? But now look, now it's mad at me when I try to select a factor. It's not giving me any options. And the very simple reason is because it's looking for a categorical variable, and none of these are categorical. So again, you have to reshape your data. And if you want to know how to do that, watch my other video. But just be aware that that's a very common problem, and it's easy to fix. Just go watch that other video.